Hi there, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. Thank you for coming. It is Sunday Nights Live, and I'm just gonna wait 1 minute for everybody to start popping on. Hello to my Facebook followers. Hi, Jean. Hello to my YouTube subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. I'm real excited about all of you. Thank you to all my new customers, my people that have been contacting me. I'm just very, very pleased with the outreach and all your nice words. Hi, Carol, how are you? So it is Sunday and we are gonna start with a brand new stamp set. Hi, Karen. Get going because it's 7 o'clock and you know me, I try to be very, very punctual. So what is this stamp set? Thank you for sprinkling, Carol. What is the stamp set I'm using today? It's the title of this live. It's called Stamped with Love. I believe it's on page 117 of the annual catalog. Welcome, Cheryl. Hello, Marie. And this is one of those sets that when I saw it, I knew that it was going to be one of the first things I ordered. I love everything about it. If you're looking in the catalog now, you'll see that there's a mailbox in this set. And I actually have 2 mailboxes like that. You know, they sell them everywhere. They've been popular for many years. I've had mine for many years. And so with making cards and sending greetings, going through the post, hey, perfect, right? So, and I just thought it was darling. I have another original idea for you today. So what I mean by that is I have not cased anyone or have not used anybody else's ideas. I try as often, hi Andrea, as I can is to be original. I understand that is something that a lot of you like. So I'm so glad you're here for my original ideas. Now, as I say that, I have a halftime hack for you today, and I did case that one. That one, I can't remember if it was actually Sarah, the CEO of Stampin' Up, or if it was one of the designers. I think it was Sarah though, and it's so cute. I saw it on Facebook, and I just had to make sure that you guys all see it too. Hi, Patty. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while, Patty. Hi, thank you for being here. All right, so let's turn you down and get started. It's a warm day here in California today. I think it was 87 degrees. And it's just been really nice. Let me get you turned around so you can see everything. You set up. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, that's a little better. Pinky says hello and thank you for sprinkling. I did get asked the question, what is sprinkling? That just means that you tell your friends about my channel, my Facebook page, which is stampinalldaywithbev.com on Facebook, or on YouTube at Beverlee Morales, just the spelling of my name. And when you go to YouTube and you type in the search engine, my name, I'll pop up, but I also have Stampin' Up behind my name. I live in Tracy, California, and I have a host code for May. This is the code right here. Wichita, Kansas, my first time catching you live. Well, Cheryl, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell Cheryl hi, everybody. We are so glad you're here. You can shop with me. Hi, Rosemary. This is making me happy. A lot of my friends are on. You can shop with me at beverleestamps.stampinup.net. And I already mentioned my YouTube channel, but you can email me. If you have any questions, if you want to place an order and you have questions, or you just have technique questions or questions about stamping at all, just email me and I will get to you very quickly. There's everybody saying hi, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. Okay, look at this card. Is this not the cutest thing ever? A cute, cute little a card sent here from Carol. Carol, you are the sweetest. She's watching today, and she sent me a little note and put inside, and it was just thanking me for sending her the card that she won. Now, is that not the sweetest thing ever? Isn't it, darling? Hi, Pam. Hi, Florence. I just love this whole setup here. Very, very cute. Thank you very much, Carol. Hi, Debbie. And then look at this beauty. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a friend, and her name is Jennifer, and she not only sent me this beauty, but she sent one in my mom's favorite color, which is lavender tones, to my mother. Exactly like it. She knows that I like yellow and white, so she made this one for me, and my mom's sits proudly on her dresser, and she compliments it all the time. There's Carol Schaefer saying, thank you for the beautiful card I just showed you. Oh my gosh, you made my day, Carol. Thank you so much. So Jennifer sent my mom and I both this card, and beautiful little note inside, and a coordinating handkerchief. Well, my mom said, I can't use that handkerchief. It's just too pretty. And so far, I haven't taken it out of the card yet either, because it is just very, very pretty. So thank you, Jennifer, so much for your thoughtfulness. My mother loved hers as well. She says, how did she know I like lavender? Well, Jennifer had texted me and asked me what my mom's favorite color was, so I told her. Hi, Roseanne. Okay, so the other thing I always do is I tell you stamp sets that I'm going to be ordering in the near future or just got, and this one I'm going to be ordering. It's on page 33. It's called Good Feelings. I love everything about the stamp set. Of course, I love the sentiments themselves. I love that there's different fonts within the sentiments, and I love their size. And look what they teamed them up with, the paper florist. Okay, perfect set for me. So I will be getting that one in the near future. All right, page 117. I believe that's the page that Stamped with Love is on. Yes. So if you have your catalog with you, here is the stamp set. It's this mailbox grabbed me right away. I love the fonts again, the small little heart, and the Stampin' Up angel policy. So if you want to sell your cards, you need to put the copyright angel policy stamp on the back of the card so everybody knows, hi, Annie, that these are Stampin' Up images. So this is a darling set, and I'm going to, hopefully you'll fall in love with it. If you haven't already, you will after you see what I'm doing with this set. Excuse my grid paper. It's not brand new clean. I'm running low, and I will be ordering some more soon. But if you want grid paper, here is the item number 130148. It's very, very useful to have to help you better create. Now, who won a prize? I have a winner, but I know this isn't what I made on Tuesday. I know that. Somebody won this card and didn't claim it. And this card is very close to my heart because of this card, I have blown up on YouTube. Everybody loved this card. I was very, very taken aback by it. I mean, I love it too, but I was just so surprised with the response. And since the winner did not claim it, remember, when you win, you have to get a hold of me by emailing me or messaging me your address so I can send it to you. Hi, Sue. And I give you a time limit. So in this case, what I'm going to make tonight, if you win it, you have to tell me before the next live your address. So this one wasn't claimed. So I drew another winner because I know how much you guys like this card. Alrighty, so there's a second chance to win this card. All you have to do is comment, even if your comment is just hi. Okay, so that's all you have to do to get your name in the drawing. So who is the winner of second chance? Sharon Buckner. Sharon is one of my customers. She usually watches me on Facebook. So I will be, thank you, Sue. I will be sending this card to her. It does fold up flat. So she's going to be very excited to receive this. Yes, congratulations, Sharon. I do already have her address, so she does not need to respond because she is a customer of mine, so it's in my history and my orders. Hi, Debbie. All right. If once you win, I do take down your address in my book, and then you don't have to tell me every single time your address. All right. So back to this card that I'm making tonight. Using the Stamped with Love stamp set on page 117, I think this card, hi Ingrid, I think this card has a little Western flair to it. Hi Irene, that's what I see when I started putting this card together. So maybe you will see that, maybe you won't. The background, everything about it, I love so much, and I will use it again on Tuesday. So this is the stamp set, and the item number is 161395. All right, let me show you the card. And please tell me what you think. Thumbs up or hearts means you love it. A red mad face means no, thank you. But just let me know what you think about this card. Now this card, look how beautiful. Oh, thank you. Look how beautiful this stamped. And I embossed it. I'm going to hold it up close so you can see it really close. And it is a regular card. Here is the inside. Hi, Margaret. And I love boho blue. I'm not a blue person, and I have fallen in love with boho blue. Now, I see the Western flair is kind of with these dies here, and then the striped and splatter background. It kind of reminded me of either a fence or a wall. Oh, yes. Thank you, Sue. I just really loved it. Hi, Deborah. But I wanted a little surprise. I wanted it to be a unique card, and I wanted it to be something that you probably haven't seen before. Love how you did the inside. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love this stamp here. It says hand stamped especially for you, and you can put Patty, or you can put my love or friend or whatever you like right in there. So I love everything. I love this type of an ink pen. This is the kind of ink pen we had to use at private school. So it kind of brought back memories for that. But I really like that. So what's the surprise on this card? Can anybody guess? Anybody, any guesses? Anything that catches your eye that maybe you're wondering what that is? Love that. Could be for male or female. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can turn this pink and then make it for girl, or leave it blue. It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, that was kind of a hard question. So usually mailboxes have something in them, which this is suggesting here with the letter getting mailed into the slot. Something comes out of the site. The edging, yes, the edging. No, that's not the surprise. What's in the mailbox? Florence got it. What's in that mailbox? Okay. I like you. Yes, the letter's in the mailbox. So you get a card. I like you, so you get a card. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. When that idea popped into my head, I was thrilled. I had made the card already, but I wanted a little, yes, Jean, yep, you're correct. I wanted a little something, something else. And so I wanted it to be gold too, so it wasn't, standing out too much, but yet it was coordinating with the gold of the mailbox. So to get the little scalloped edges there, I used the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. Item number 160693, and it's 1 inch wide for the paper, and then heat embossed with gold at the top, and then the stamps are all in the stamp set. So let's get busy. Let's get stamping. Thanks, Patty. I'm glad you think it's clever. All right, we've got a base of crumb cake. Now, I've been showing you how I like to use my trimmer. This is the Stampin' Up! Trimmer to help me fold my cardstock straight. This ruler on the trimmer has a ledge here where your cardstock can just bump up against. And of course, because it's bumped up against that ledge, it is not going to go anywhere, and it is going to be straight, and it's going to allow you to fold your card over in half and have it even automatically. I've been doing that. That's something new I started doing, a few months ago, and I really like it. It's helped me because sometimes I'd fold the card and say, oh, I'm off a little bit. What are the dimensions of this card? It is 4 1/4 by 11. So it's one piece of cardstock cut in half down the middle, holding it portrait style. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Debbie. Good. Okay, so that's crumb cake. I am going to stamp and emboss, but I already did one in advance just so you don't have to watch me heat it up and all that kind of thing. Oh, good, Florence. I'm glad you're using that technique. It is nice, isn't it? You agree that that really works well for you? Yeah, try it, Patty. You're going to love it. So this is done in advance, but I am going to show you how to emboss just in case somebody doesn't know how. And that was done on just a scrap piece of white cardstock. So now I'm just showing you the cardstocks that you need. You need 2 pieces. This is for the little letters that are sticking out of the mailbox at 1 2 3/4. So their length is 2 3/4 and they're 1 inch wide. Hi, Jocelyn. Welcome. And then we need a white piece, which is 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card. Hey, Roz. And then when I started making this card, I wanted a little more pop. So I added the Early Espresso cardstock behind, and this is the same size as the liner, 4 by 5 1/4. So it will layer on the front perfectly. Okay, so let's get these 2 there, and we'll get those going in a second. So then this piece here that I use the folder on and the die on, it is 5 1/16. So don't get scared. Hi, Olive. Don't get scared with the 1/16 and the 15/16. So 5, the first line after 5 on your ruler is 1/16. So it's just going to be a little bit smaller than the Early Espresso, and the 3 15/16. So it's the line before the 4. That's all that the 15/16 mean. So it's easy. So let's get started with this piece here. Let's emboss that first. Okay, I'm going to use my stripes and splatters embossing folder, and I am going to use the stripes. And I'll get my Big Boss over here. And I always write on my folders what platforms I need because I do not like to think. I don't have to guess which folder do I need. You know what? And the order we're going to do this, we're going to do the die first, and I'll tell you why. These dies are the online exclusive Elegant Border dies. This is just one of the dies in the set. Let me show you all of them because they are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I'm using this one tonight. And let me do the die first. So for the die, we need platforms 1 and 2, and platform 3, our paper, and our die. Now I have some Post-it note tape, and I have been absolutely appreciating all the questions I'm getting about where I get things, because it's helping me remember to be a little bit more detailed with the information I give you, because I don't want anyone to go away from watching my videos with questions or confusion. Hi, Louise. So this is Post-it note tape. Here is what it looks like, and I just get that on Amazon. I'm sure you can get it at Staples or Michael's or anywhere, but that's where I get it, just because I didn't want to maybe go to Walmart and they don't have it. I'm not sure. Hi, Gazelle. And I know that they have it on Amazon, and it comes right to my door, so easy peasy. All right, so notice how I had the paper on my Big Boss this way, because I wanted to make sure I was putting this on straight. But then when I'm going to go through my machine, I'm going to go this way. Did you guys know that the sides of your machines, so this side and this side, the tension is a little stronger on the sides than it is right down the middle? So I chose to put it in that way. Now I'm going to go back, just because there are little slits in this die, so I want to make sure that it does cut well before I take the die off the paper. So I'm looking here, and I do see that it cut very nicely, so I feel comfortable taking the paper off. Now, another thing about this die, I can't move my machine yet because I have to use it again for the folder, but about this die, see these little, detail here in the middle, these two little humps? I have that facing in towards the card. And that made it cut off the edge. You can turn it the other way and it will make a slit. So it's very interesting die. I just really like it a lot. I love having a slit in my cardstock so I can slip things in, take things out. Whenever a little piece does not just fall out on its own, you just have to take your pick tool and poke it out, and you're ready to go. But isn't that a darling edge? I just love it. All right, now why did I choose to do the die cutting first? You may already know. Now my folder says 1 and 4, platforms 1 and 4. So I have one here, and I'm going to take my folder. The reason I chose to do the die cutting first is the folders emboss your paper, which means it pushes the paper out and it makes the design on the folder into your cardstock. So I don't want to put this beautiful pattern embossing on my cardstock and then put a die over that and run it through a second time and have a possibly flatten my embossing. Did I say that clear? Okay, so if you put in the embossing first and then run the die through, you're going to smash the embossing a little bit. So I don't want, it may be okay, but I'm not taking the chance because I don't like to do things twice if I don't have to, right? I don't think any of us do. So see how nice you can see that embossing and nothing is smashed flat? So I don't know, does that give you a little Western flair to you? Kind of did to me. So that's the folders there, stripes and splatters, and they are available in the catalog. All right, I think that is all I need my cut and emboss machine for. That is the actual name of this machine. So I don't want somebody trying to find Big Boss in the catalog. That's just what I call it. All right, so now we have this piece all done. So our steps are now to take the card base and the Early Espresso and whichever adhesive you choose to use. Looks like it could be the door of a house. Oh, interesting. Yep. It's just so amazing what we see and what others sees, and being in a little community of stampers like this, how we can share our ideas, isn't it? I think it's just wonderful. Okay, so here is the card. So you can see my steps. Now, I always teach when you're going to put your layers down, is there anything that needs to go on your layer prior to setting it down? And there is no ribbon, there's no baker's twine or anything like that, so I'm safe to put this down and get my card together. Hey, Viola, welcome. Glad you're here. Okay, so let's put this down. Yes, and I'm glad somebody said that could be for a man or a woman, because we get requests all the time for masculine cards, and so here you go. This is one you could use. Now, to dress this up just a little bit, I took the glossy dots, which are available in the current annual catalog. Here is their number, 158827. Even though this blue is a little bit lighter than the boho blue, I thought maybe I could fix that. So I took a Night of Navy blend, that is the code there, and I took the white end and I just grabbed one of the dots and colored it with Night of Navy. And the combination, I'm going to let it dry a second, but can you see how much darker it is now than the original color? The combination of the navy and the original color of the dot now match the boho blue. So that is darn good to know, isn't it? Okay, we're going to take your pick tool and grab our dot and set it right there. And yeah, now I'm seeing a door too, Patty. Yep, very cute. Okay, so here is the mailbox, and here are the tags. So let me show someone, if anybody's on here that does not know how to emboss, I don't want them to be lost. So I'm going to show you that real quick. I really think it would be to your advantage to have the embossing toolkit. This is the embossing toolkit. These items all come in the kit: the tray, the brush, the tweezers, and the embossing buddy. So there is the code if you think you need that when you watch me do this. In order to emboss with I always say that, and it's not quite true. You can emboss with any color, but this is gold, and we don't have a gold pad, so I am using Versamark ink. It's a sticky ink that does not dry very quickly, so it's perfect for embossing. And I am just going to turn my stamp looking at me and tapping the Versamark pad onto the stamp. Take my piercing mat, and I'm going to stamp. Let's see if it fits this way. It does, so I can get 2 mailboxes out of this if I wanted to. And I'm just going to put both my hands on here and press lightly. I'm not pressing really, really hard. And then you hear that, and it comes up. It really sticks to the paper well, the ink does. And then we're going to go to our tray. And I've got a really bad habit. I always forget to use my embossing buddy. And I want you to not have that habit, because what's going to happen here possibly is there's static in the air, and I might get embossing powder stuck in places I do not want it. So far, I'm lucking out. Okay, so let's look here. The top of the envelope and part of the O do not have powder on them, so I'm going to go back over those areas. And I mustn't have pressed hard enough with the ink pads, so it looks like it's not going to stick there very well. Hey, Cookie. Well, I'm glad I did one in advance, but we'll still get the drift on embossing. Now I'm turning on my heat tool. Pay no attention to the page. I think that's the old page number, but that is still the code. Turn on your heat tool and let it warm up when you're going to get ready to use it. And it's very, very, very hot. We do not want you to burn yourself, so you can use the tweezers to hold your paper down. And then you're just going to point the heat tool at your image until you see the heat rise and melt the gold powder, and you'll see the gold start to rise. When it's completely embossed, it will be shiny. So wherever you see a dull area, you need to go back over it with your heat tool and make sure it becomes shiny. Now, a lot of people do this. So I'm gonna tell you how I think you should do it, but whatever makes you comfortable is right. Okay, so a lot of people do this. It takes a lot longer to emboss when you do this. I point and move. Point and move. As it turns gold, as it turns shiny, then I just move it. And then it embosses very quickly. The next step, it always is to take a moment to put your embossing powder away. And I say that because this embossing powder will last you forever unless you spill it. So we don't want to spill it. So let's get it all in the little neck of the tray. Remove the cap over the jar and watch it all spill back into there. And you've got your embossing powder. Now there's a change to embossing powder this year. This number here is going to get you gold, silver, and one other color, bronze, I think. But they come in a 3-pack now. So if you punch in that number on your online ordering, you're going to get 3 different colors of embossing powder. And don't forget that you need Versamark ink if you want to emboss with those golds and silvers and those colors. Okay, where's my brush? There it is. So I just keep it all together like this all the time, and it's ready for me to use. All right, so that's embossed. And then this piece here, these 2 pieces here. The Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. There's like a ticket punch design there. And then there's the little scallops design there. And you can get 3 different sizes. This is the 1-inch size. And you just slip it in. The guides here on the punch will hold your paper still. However, I like to turn it over as well and make sure it is all the way up to the top to the metal there. So I know I'm going to get a good punch out there. Okay, so let's do that one more time. This makes the most darling tags. So this punch can make 6 different sizes of tags with 2 different images, depending on which side you put it on. Okay, so how did I emboss the tops of these? The scrap paper here. I took my Versamark ink. And let me see, how are you going to see this? I am just going to put my pad about that far onto the tag so I can get ink on it and just emboss the tops. So shiny, and there's some other colors on my pad so you can see that. Let's see. Press, 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 and there we go. Okay. Back to my tray. Dump on the embossing powder. Okay, I'm going to just put the lid on now, here and here, and set this aside, and I'll put it away after my live. And then watch this heat up. Now see how fast that went? And why is that? Because we've already used the heat tool once, and so it was nice and hot and ready to go. That's why it went so fast. Okay. Now I'm going to take my boho blue ink, It is a new in color. Just brought back. And we want I Like You. Here's what we're making right at this moment for those of you who just came in. I like you, so you get a card. Tap, tap, tap. My piercing mat. And stamp. Hold your stamp for just a second, hold your paper and lift. Okay, and then so you get a card. Tap, tap, tap. Press down, hold your paper, and lift. There you go. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to close my stamp pad so I don't actually accidentally use the wrong color when I'm ready to do this. And now we're going to go to our mailbox. Here's some scrap paper here, and I am going to go to Pebble Path. This color is so pretty. It's very antique. I love it. That's what I colored in the mailbox with. It is going to be a fave, I can tell. So we want so you get a card to go in first, and then the I Like You goes on top, and then you just push them in until just the gold is showing. Okay, so this is called burping your pad. You're going to take your thumb, your fingers are on the back side of the pad, your thumbs are at the front part of your pad, and you're just going to squeeze. That is called burping your pads. When you burp your pad, you put color on the lid, and now it's ready for you to use to paint with. I have the watercolor painter, item number 151298. You get 3 in a pack, and you get 3 different sizes of brushes, but I'm using the smaller one. I have a little bit of water here, and I'm going to grab some of the ink, and I'm just going to color over this embossing. It's very quick and easy. It's very pretty, and it's very vintage looking. Now, if you get deeper into the color here, of course, your color will get darker. And with water on regular, basic white cardstock, you do not want to go over and over and over the area a bunch. You want to just get it on there and move on, because we are working with regular paper, not watercolor paper or anything like that can take a lot of water. So just be mindful of that. What you can do is just get your basic color on here. I'm going to leave the slit white, and then go back and add highlights if you'd like. But look how beautiful this mailbox is. Now I'm going to clean off my painter, and I already burped this pad. So clean it off with water, dry it off with my towel. Okay, and then go back to water and come in and just get a little bit of the boho blue. And I'm going to paint the envelope blue. I'm going to come over to where there's a little bit more ink, and you'll see how that's a little darker? And just let it flow. Hi, Marcia. I just love this mailbox. Okay. Oh, I still need this, and I closed it. So that watercoloring is very, very simple. I do have white spots in it, and that just gives me more of an antique look. Okay, yes, you have to talk to the kids when the kids want to talk. That is for sure. I'm giving my envelope a minute to dry, and then I'm going to take the little tiny heart in the set, and tap it onto my stamp pad. Well, the main thing is that you're here, Marcia. So it doesn't matter if you're late. All right, and stamp that right there in the middle of the envelope. Look how sweet that is. Okay, close this up now. Close up the pebbled path. And now I'm going to put this down onto the card. Our card is almost done. So I need to go to my halftime hack after I get this down, don't I? Now, the point of this mailbox is so I can put things in it. That was my very, very first thought. Thank you for sharing, Marcia. Was I wanted this to be able to hold things in it. So I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to lightly pull to my right. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to lightly pull to my right again. So I'm arching the envelope just a tad. Just a tad, okay? So now it's not just flat. We want the top open, so we're going to leave that alone. And we're going to just put glue on the very edges here, leaving the top with no glue. And then we want to close the bottom. Okay. Then you can set this wherever you like on your card. I liked it down here, off center a little bit. And I'm just going to press lightly there. And because, hi Diane, because I arched it a little bit, it's allowing me to push on the ends, still getting the bottom down flat, and it's going to not fight me on the arch because we used our bone folder in advance. Now, I can slip in my two little secret notes. And I think the recipient will maybe not notice those right away and maybe talk to you. Because I swear, I know I get phone calls and stuff after I sent cards thanking me or a text or something. And you can say, did you pull out the little tags? If they didn't say, oh, and those were so clever or something about them, then just let them know they're there so they can have more of a thrill. So here we are so far. But now I'm going to go to it's halftime. So we're going to go to our hack, and like I said, I saw this done. I believe it was Sarah. And I thought it was so cute. Now, Sarah loves Quick and Easy. Loves it. That's her thing. But somehow she manages to make them look so nice. And I think she's a little busy, you think? And so she tries to come up with quick and easy ideas, yet show the beauty of the stamp set. So this is just basic white cardstock. It's the same dimensions as this card, except I'm turning it on the side. Did you know the card I sent you is the easel card? Heart is the stopper. Yes, but I didn't point that out to people. So thank you for reminding me. Yes, very, very cute. Okay. So instead of opening portrait style, we're opening landscape. Let's go back to the same mailbox, but we're going to take, I don't know what color she used. I didn't read it. I just saw a picture of it. So I'm just doing what I'm doing, but this design is hers. Thanks, Carol. So I am going to take my stamp pad and have my stamp looking up at me, and I'm going to tap onto the stamp this way in this case. Because this is a brand new juicy pad, and I don't want to get ink on the block or inside the images where it doesn't belong. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp one Mailbox, full strength, full mailbox here. Hi, Gail. Oh, you know why that happened? Oh, I'm going to show you this way because I'm just going to show you the card because I didn't use my mat. That's another bad habit I have. I have two bad habits. One is forgetting to use my embossing buddy, and the other is not using my mat. And with photopolymer stamps, that is a possibility of happening. So you really need to get in the habit of using your piercing mat with photopolymer stamps. Okay. See? All right. You think I'd learn, right? Okay, so now I'm going to ink it up again. And I am going to stamp another mailbox off to the side and down a little lower, not full image. And press. Okay, now I'm going to come across, I should have scrap paper here as well. I'm going to come across to this side here, and I'm going to ink up again. And then I'm going to stamp a little bit lower than this one even, and next to the full. So one color ink, one stamp, and then I'm going to finish it off and go up a little higher. And we have a row of mailboxes. Is that not the cutest? I just thought that was so cute. And then she did something else that just finished it off. She took real red ink, and I love the font of the I Like You. Tap, tap, tap. And stamped. So it would stand out in real red. I Like You right there. And isn't that the cutest card? Very, very simple. Now, again, I don't remember if she colored in or anything, but I'm going to, she may have, I'm going to wet my brush again, and I'm just going to color the envelope. So not a lot of coloring, just quick and easy, remember. Just look and see where you've got envelope parts. And color those in. But if you don't want to, you don't even have to do this part. It's still a super cute card. I showed this to my daughter, and she really liked it. She's a very busy person, and this is the kind of card she would make because of her time constraints. Okay, so then I go back to that little heart and go back to the real red. And anywhere there's a full envelope that you can see, you just want to put that little heart right there. And right here. And you're done. Now, she did stamp her envelope. Do I have any right here? You get one. I remember because the whole point she was trying to make on this was the angel policy. Look what I did. So there's a stamp in the set that says Stampin' Up. And I'm going to take the Pebble Path. Since I messed up the back side of that card, I'm going to just stamp it here on the envelope. And then take the red again and add a couple of hearts on both sides. And now you feel free to sell this card for whatever you'd like, because you are following the copyright rules. Isn't that cute? Very good, Sarah. Very good. All right. So back to my card. We only have the inside to do now. And I'm going to go back to the boho blue ink. And I've got the letters and the ink pen. And I wanted to make sure I got the ink pen on the cardstock, so I just angled it like this. I didn't get the whole thing, but I got the important part, the tip. Isn't that pretty? And then this one, you can add anything you want into the little tag area. You can put someone's name, you can stamp another little sentiment, whatever you want to do. And look at the little image there in the corners. Doesn't it coordinate so well? I'm telling you, I don't know if they do this on purpose or not. I don't know if you even noticed or not, but I sure did, and I just think it just all ties in so well. I absolutely love it. So this set is on page 117. It's a standalone set. What I mean by standalone is there's no dies that come with it or anything. So I did fussy cut that mailbox out, but it's a rectangle, so it wasn't hard to cut out at all. Where do I have ink? Right there. Okay, so this set has that cute little heart, right? But I'm going to do a blue one because that's a blue spot. And I think the red might muck it up more. So let's correct my boo-boo. Yeah, it looks better. It doesn't look that great. So that will bother me, so I probably will do another liner on top. Okay. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of this card? Did you like it? Now remember, if you are the winner, on Tuesday I will announce the winner of this card. So on Tuesday you have until Sunday to send me your address if I don't have it already, and then you could possibly win this card. Oh, good. I'm getting a few hearts, so some of you like it. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you, my YouTube followers, for watching the replay. And I have a little announcement. I'm working on doing lives on YouTube as well. I've had some comments on YouTube that they would love to see me live, but they don't have Facebook. So I am working on that. I'm going to do some testing tomorrow, and if it works out, I will be going live on YouTube. The other thing is I'm going to go live tomorrow here on Facebook again because I got my paper pumpkin on Friday morning, I think it was, and I had a chance to pull that kit out this afternoon or this morning, and it's the easiest darn thing to work with. I love it. So I'm going to share my alternatives tomorrow. Let's do 1 o'clock. Tomorrow at 1, back here at Stampin' All Day with Bev to see my paper pumpkin alternatives. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I don't see any questions. So you have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.